Hello, and welcome to Mistgate. The adventure you're about to watch is a playtest of the Mistgate campaign setting, a new campaign setting and supplement that's compatible with the 5th edition rules of Dungeons & Dragons. The adventure follows an unlikely group of companions, all of whom have arrived on the autumn mistile of Naud after hearing strange rumors. If you'd like to learn more about Mistgate, please follow us on Twitter at Lorecall, find us on Facebook, or visit us at lorecall.com/Mistgate. Links are all in the description below. The following session is lightly edited and does contain some strong language. We'll be posting additional sessions online, so please like and subscribe to receive updates. For now, I invite you to enjoy the game and leave your comments below. Your characters had found yourselves moving through the subterranean tunnels of a cavern system with a light spell illuminating your path, and eventually you'd come into a large, a large underground cavern, and at about the same time that you were experiencing the aftershocks of shelling from outside of from above ground, from outside the earth, the mountain that you guys were in. You had begun to sort of investigate around this cavern because there was no apparent. It was an apparent dead end. There was no way out aside from the way that you had come, and whatever your quest had been that brought you here seemed to have been in vain or futile. And whether you guys were about ready to give up and leave, or whatever whatever the trigger was, you wound up getting ambushed by this large nightmare-like creature that attacked you on instinct and almost immediately. You experienced that it would be able to sort of absorb certain elements and reflect them back at you in some way, shape, or form, but you eventually bested it. But before any sort of final blow could be given, another the earth shook again from an aftershock, and all of a sudden the ground crumbled and you guys fell. Sometime before you found yourselves in that cavern and in that situation, you guys had all come to the autumn misty isle, or the autumn mistile of Naud, for different reasons. We had discussed them a little bit in the last game, but in some way, shape, or form, all of you were drawn to this island because of certain things that you'd heard going on with the island. There was the primary thing that was resonant across all 4 of your characters was that the island, the Mistile of Naud, had been experiencing sort of this, was being terrorized by this unknown entity that in popular culture has just taken on the name the Terror. Now, it's mostly been terrorizing the smaller villages that are closer to the heart of the island, closer to the center of the Mistile. So the people in Port Naud, which is the most dominantly populated city on this Mistile generally look at it a little bit skeptically. They know that this is that that there are people who are reporting these issues, this terrorization that they're experiencing, but they sort of look at it with a bit of skepticism. So you've got your people in the bar who the bartender sort of laughs and dismisses it off as this this old wives' tale, so to speak. And you even had heard some rumors while you were in the city that, oh, this happens every so often, it's not a big deal, ignore it, it's nothing to speak of. But again, for all different reasons, you're all still very interested in it, and you've all somehow found each other and decided that there was strength in numbers. So as a group, the four of you went from Port Naud and followed the information and the details that you were given about a gathering of some of the local tribes that populate the rest of the Mistile. And you found yourselves a few days later in the village of Mirathi. I will write all these things down. In fact, I should write that one down because I just made it up. But you find yourself in the village of Mirathi, and you've been on this Mistile for a few days now. You guys have had at least a day or two to sort of get to know each other. But how well you know each other, that's up to you. If you guys are really still just strangers who've been traveling together, that's perfectly fine. But you find yourself arriving in Mirathi right around the same time that this congregation is happening. The other thing that I should add is, while you were in Port Naud, especially those of you who came to the city to the Mistile via ship, you observed that there was a not insubstantial contingent of Zenobian soldiers who were in the port. Now, the Zenobians, and I think I might have mentioned this a little bit in the previous session, the Zenobians are a very militaristic empire. They refer to themselves as the Zenobian Dictate. All of you who have basically grown up or lived a significant period of time in the Mists have some degree of familiarity with the Zenobians, at least through your interactions with other people who've interacted with them. So what you know about them may be second or third hand. So the Zenobians are in many groups that especially pay homage to or have some sort of worship of the Pillars, see the Zenobians as invaders, as conquerors, and as destroyers. So in general, you haven't gotten, in your interactions with the Zenobians, you have a particular perception of them. So seeing them in Port Naud and on the Mistile itself, regardless of whether they were in the port or not, is a little disconcerting. And you know that in some cases they can be a little xenophobic and a little prejudiced against magic. So those of you who have more mystical, magical backgrounds did your best to sort of avoid notice. Now, there's no indication that they have control of Port Naud, so you didn't necessarily feel that you were in danger, but still, all the same, it didn't hurt for you to avoid contact with them.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings us back to Mirathi. You arrive in Mirathi, and as I mentioned, you're not in Mirathi for long before you see the the congregation of several about 150 to 200 people beginning to gather in what you would assume is, or, in what is Mirathi's, excuse me, what is Mirathi's town square. Uh, a few things that you notice while you sort of follow the let me back up there. I don't want to assume that you're necessarily following the group of people, but one of the things that you notice with this group of people, the groups of people that are moving to the town square, you notice that they're wearing much more colorful dress than the people in Port Naud. Whereas the people of Port Naud wore, what you would generally classify as more utilitarian or casual clothing. Something that you would normally expect, your typical townsperson to wear if you're imagining medieval or a Renaissance or even like a high fantasy medieval setting. Your typical characters are wearing trousers of some kind, maybe a vest, maybe slightly puffy shirts. Maybe some of them are wearing more colorful garb. Maybe some of them are wearing more tight-fitted attire that is demonstrative of their status. Some of them might look more adventurers, more comfortable. The people here seem to be more indigenous, I will say. The clothing that they have is woven, has many different colors and dyes in it. In many ways, you can sort of think about their dress as being maybe more similar to what you might imagine the indigenous peoples of North America, their traditional dress being. If that gives you a bit of an idea, I can see if I can eventually find some pictures to go with this for a visual. But it's much more colorful, much more, much less confining, and much more almost robe-like in many ways. And because Naud is an autumn isle, it is generally warmer, so to speak. So there's not, cold months are not. The cold months of Naud are rather, they're not harsh. So you see all these people beginning to move towards the central square of Mirathi, and you can hear these people beginning to get anxious for what's going to be spoken of. You hear a few mentions of I heard that Elder Ortho made the trip here as well. This must be serious. Or Eldris Atha has never left the village. What would bring her out for this? So you hear a lot of conversation like that. As I mentioned, your characters have more or less just come into town, but you're together as a group right now as you're watching this crowd begin to move towards the center of Mirathi. What are you guys doing? What's going on in between you guys? Are you guys talking? What are you doing?
Let's see here.
Simple would definitely be just observing everything as much as you could.
I think I'm gonna agree. I'm sticking with the crowd, kind of checking out what's going on. Trying to see if actually, let me do. yeah, I'm just gonna keep an eye on kind of stick with the crowd, see what's going on.
Yeah. Similar thing for you, Dan. Just sort of sticking with the group, sticking with the crowd.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this place, so I'm kind of just looking around.
Yeah. So you guys, sort of move slowly with the group, but being sort of a little bit cautious, not because right now the only people that you guys know in this crowd are each other. So you're being a little bit careful to stick together, not get separated necessarily, but to still move with the flow of the crowd, so that so you're not necessarily too far away from any or all of the action that's happening. So you sort of move with the crowd. You find yourselves in Mirathi's town square. You're a little bit further to the back. Maybe you've got maybe a few groups of people deep behind you. So you're not at the back, but you're also not at the center or the front. You're close enough to be able to hear what's going on. And you see on a raised stage. It looks like from as much as you can tell. Although Mophyz, you're a little bit at a disadvantage presently. You're having trouble seeing over people. You're basically unfortunately about eye level with many of these people's posteriors. So you're sort of trying to find something to climb onto to give you a little bit better vantage. Symbol looks like a really good climbing rock right now.
I would say my character once in the square would be checking out the officials, any kind of authorities. Is there any kind of trinkets or items or things in the area that would help them detect magic being cast from the crowd?
Sure. Okay. And Dan, Symbol, or I guess I should say Dan, Kevin, or Symbol and Mophyz.
I just tap Symbol on the shoulder. I'm like, can you give me a hand here?
Oh, certainly. Then I'll lift Mophyz up.
So I just like have my feet like planted on either shoulder of his shoulders.
Yep.
And look towards the stage.
Okay. Cool. I wasn't sure if you were going to go with sort of like the I'm going to perch on his arm like a hawk, or like just be on his shoulder.
I mean, I'm not that small. I think I'm 2.5 feet.
Yeah, it might get a little tiring after a while on his arm.
Yes.
Stone statues have muscles too, right?
That's right. They wear out.
So, yeah. So as you guys are sort of like observing what's going on, so the first thing that you all notice is this stage. The stage seems to have been sort of hastily built. It seems to be clear that the stage is not a permanent fixture of Mirathi's town square. And it's relatively small, but the first thing that you notice, about the stage and about the people on it is there are what you are assuming. There are these 4 older individuals that are wearing similar garb to many of the other people that you see that you've seen in this crowd here in Mirathi. So you're assuming that some of these individuals are those who you've heard made reference to by the attendees. You assume one of them is Elder Ortho, and then the one woman who is among the elders. You assume that is Elderess Atha. And then there are 2 other elders that you haven't necessarily heard named yet. They appear to be they appear to both be discussing amongst themselves, as well as sort of trying to get the crowd to quiet down a little bit. In addition to the elders, you see 2 men standing on the stage. One of them, both of them talking to one another. Hey, Dan, welcome in.
Carry on.
Yeah. you see two men standing on the stage, talking with one another and one of the other elders at this time, and a quick. Actually, all of you can make a quick perception check if you would like, to see if you see anything else in this regard. I guess I could have also just used your passive perceptions, which I probably should have done rather than making you roll, but that's okay. Yeah, for the most part, you guys all see this. A couple of you guys catch sight of two other individuals who are not on the stage that look like the two other individuals who are not elders, and I probably should have described these two other individuals before I went into this. The two other individuals who are standing on the stage with the four elders, they are they're a little taller than the elders, and they appear to be wearing the equivalent of sort of adventuring gear, but with a more military sort of design and application to it. While they all are carrying some means of martial or melee weapon, the two individuals that you see on the stage also appear to be carrying more modern looking firearms. Now, all of you have seen firearms of some kind or another, whether they're, black powder revolvers and pistols, or the more technologically advanced weapons of the Zenobians, which they are wont to carry. So seeing these firearms is not necessarily surprising. You recognize them as weapons, you recognize them as projectile weapons, you recognize them as firearms. But you may or may not be familiar with the uniforms and the insignias that these individuals have on their uniforms. Does anybody have history as a trained skill?
No.
I do not.
Just taking a quick... Yeah, so at least at this point in time, you're not necessarily familiar with who these people are. The one thing that you do know for certain, you can say for certain that they are not Zenobian, for two reasons. You're familiar with the Zenobian military uniform, having just seen them in Port Naud, and this looks nothing like that. And two, you know that many Zenobians have skin markings that are very similar to in style and coloration tribal tattoo markings, and that's just a natural aspect of their skin pigmentation. Not many have those on their face, but many do have it on either their back or their arms, part of their arms. And what you can see in terms of these two individuals, there's nothing that would show any hint of those markings. So there's no guarantee from that alone that they're not Zenobians, but the fact that you're not seeing any sort of markings, and the fact that you're not seeing a familiar uniform leads you to believe that they are something other than Zenobians. For those of you who made the perception check, you notice two other individuals near the stage in the crowd, towards the front of the crowd, looking out towards the crowd, who have similar, who are dressed similarly. So there's a total of four of these individuals. Eventually, the crowd gets quieted down, and one of the elders begins to speak, and you can hear some folks near you saying, "Oh, shh, quiet, quiet. Elder Wadget's going to speak. Elder Wadget's going to speak. Quiet, shh, shh." And so once the crowd quiets down enough, this man steps forward, Elder Wadget, and he quiets the. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I know it's been a long trip for many of you. The four villages, the four tribes, have been plagued by this terror for a number of months now. But I want to reassure you that that we have found assistance and we have found help in the Mistwalkers from Dawncrest, and they have also informed us of the Zenobians, who are also interested in this terror that has been attacking us, though they suspect for different reasons than for our own good. There's some murmuring in the crowd, back and forth, and to avoid giving a 30-minute speech and doing too many voices here, you get into listening to the elder speak and listening to him talk about this. There's a few things that you get. The terror is, as I had described earlier, this almost seemingly nightmare-like creature. It has been coming around for the last few months and attacking the villagers, attacking trade routes from village to village, and otherwise terrorizing the land around this area of Naud. They have never seen this creature before, despite all the rumors that would suggest that otherwise, that this is something that comes up and happens every so often. The greatest number of incidences of attack happen around the western mountain of I was just gonna say ding dong because I got a alert on my computer. That is not a good name for a mountain.
No.
The western mountain of Somerval Rise. Yeah, so the vast majority of incidences have been around that area, and for many reasons the villagers have avoided that, even though that ground has been sacred to the people of Naud for generations. The bulk majority of the elder's speech revolves around reassuring the people of the four tribes, Mirathi and the other three, that these Mistwalkers, these strangers from Dawncrest, they are going to help to quiet the terror, to quiet the beast, and bring peace back to the land. He does address the Zenobian, the presence of the Zenobians as well. While all this is going on, PJ, I know you said that you were looking around and keeping a special eye out for officials, for anything that looked like anybody that looked like they might have been detecting magic,
Yep.
anything sort of out of the ordinary,
Yes.
something that doesn't necessarily jive with what you are seeing the vast majority of people here. There are a couple of things that you notice. You don't notice anything that looks like there are officials that are sort of scanning the crowd for magic, but there are a few people that begin to stand out as you scan the crowd. As I've
Okay.
described, most of the people in the crowd here are wearing very colorful clothing, woven clothing, like heavier wool knit clothing that is very similar to like indigenous peoples, uh, you know, robes and clothwear.
Hmm.
There are a few individuals that seem to be maybe more from the township of Naud that have made the trek here and have had, in express interest to see what was going on. So you see some people that are wearing more adventurer-like clothing, maybe not too dissimilar from what you guys are. But there's at least 3 or 4 individuals that stick out to you as you scan the crowd that are wearing full sort of like hood up cloaked garb, and that look more than a little bit suspicious from your time spent working on Mistbreaker ships. You
Hmm.
know when somebody's trying to be inconspicuous, and while it might normally work, they completely misread the situation here.
Okay.
Um, but doesn't look like there's any sort of magical casting going on or any sort of shenanigans outside of some potentially suspicious individuals.
Okay.
Um, before I carry on with with what the elder is sort of saying about the Zenobians, uh, is there anything else that anybody is sort of doing during the time that you're experiencing uh, the sort of speech of the elder Wadjet? And I'll also ask Dan Dudley. Do you feel like you have enough context, or do you need me to go back and fill it
No,
in?
I'm in it. I'm following along.
Okay.
Carry on. Don't put me in yet.
Okay.
Um,
Well, you're with the group.
that's
I'll
good.
just say that
Okay.
you're
Okay.
with the group. You're all standing together. Um, so you're with the group.
Nah, keep going. I'm on follow, but I'm here
Cool. Kevin.
and I'm alive.
Cool.
Out of character.
Kevin and Dan Nguyen just continuing to absorb and take everything in.
Yes, being as attentive as I can be.
Okay. Cool. Um, the elder, continues, his speech, and is discussing the threat of the Zenobians. It's clear from the way the elder is speaking that uh, the the tribal people of Naud view the presence of the Zenobians as a threat. You know, the Elder Wadjet, Elder Wadjet actually cedes the floor to one of the other elders, and he says, Elder Kor can speak more to to the threat of the Zenobians. And Elder Kor comes up. He speaks with a much frailer voice. Uh, despite his sort of frail voice, he he's a bit of a conundrum. The man otherwise stands very tall, very prominently, but his voice cracks and is sounds like he's been he's just been under a lot of stress. His voice makes him sound frailer than his body looks. But Kor speaks to the threat of the Zenobians from his own experience, where he actually admits, he divulges his history a little bit to the onlookers who may not know him as well as his own tribe knows him, and he describes how in his youth, he was an adventurer. He rode the Mistbreaker ships, and he saw, the world, the world of the mists, and he really zeroes in on the the fact that in his travels he saw the Zenobians enslave and conquer entire Mist Isles, and basically bring them to a subservience of the Zenobian dictate, by basically controlling the pillar. And this dovetails into the spiritual nature of Summerval Rise, the mountain in the west. He speaks to the spiritual nature of Summerval Rise, of the fact that this is where the heart of Naud lives. And all of you who are familiar enough with the mists, you understand that, you're pretty certain that when they speak of the heart of Naud, they're referring to the pillar. And so you're beginning to weave these two events together. You're beginning to see the rise of the Terror, who's most active at Summerval Rise, and which you're assuming is near, or that the pillar is located somewhere near there. And the presence of the Zenobians all of a sudden, also with a potential interest in Summerval Rise, you're beginning to see things that are not coincidences. And the fact that the Zenobians are also interested in the Terror, your characters, let me take a quick look at your insights. Who has insight trained, just out of curiosity?
Symbol does.
So it looks like Symbol, Mophyz, Riss, and it looks like 3 of you guys have insight trained: Mophyz, Riss, and Symbol. For the 3 of you, you're beginning to weave together the different disparate threads here, and you're beginning to think, oh, okay. There's a very high likelihood that if Zenobia is here, their interest in the Terror may coincide with their interest in controlling the pillar of the Mist Isle Naud. That's all conjecture at this point in time, but it seems reasonable to jump to that conclusion for the 3 of you, with the experiences that you've had so far in the mists. While the for Gideon, while the actually, let me see, what were the rolls? 1 second. For Gideon and Symbol, I did not know that I could extract the Roll20 chat from the window. From Roll20. Sorry, I just somehow managed to drag the Roll20 chat window out, and I don't know how that happened. It became a whole nother window, and I was just very confused there for a second. Yeah, Symbol and PJ, you guys both, Symbol, while you've also noticed it, these hooded individuals, you maybe were not as suspicious of them as Gideon was initially. But one of the things that you both notice while being there in the crowd is that around the time that the Elder Corps is beginning to speak to the threat of the Zenobians, you notice one of the individuals with the cloaked hood over their head, trying to maintain inconspicuous, seems to bring something to his mouth and is sort of turning away and seems to be maybe talking into something. And then you notice that the three other individuals that are hooded sort of react as well, and slowly the four of them begin to very quietly, very subtly move through the crowd back, as if they're moving away from the uh, the stage. They're moving away from the podium. They seem to be trying to get outside of the crowd.
My curiosity is going to make me want to follow him. I'm going to nudge Symbol, and kind of shake my head over towards where these guys are trying to get away from the crowd, and I'm going to tell them I'm going to start making my way towards these guys, see what they're up to.
We are to follow them.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Very
follow.
well.
They don't belong in this crowd. Something off about these guys.
Something smells like rotten fish. So I'm just going to draw a really crappy semicircle there. It's not even really a semicircle. But you've got one guy here, maybe one guy here in the crowd, one guy here. Yeah, you guys are maybe like right about here. And then there's another guy here. And they're all sort of moving in their own direction, sort of away from the crowd. So they're all sort of going in that direction. If you can see what I've drawn on roll 20, that's sort of the trajectories of them.
The rectangle is which thing now?
This is
Podium.
you guys. Yep.
Okay.
So I'd say if we were like here, this guy's pretty close to me, so I was going to try to follow that guy over there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean either way, you guys are pretty close to the at least a couple of the guys who are beginning to move through the crowd. Are you gonna all try to follow? Maybe go towards the same guy, or are you guys gonna split up a little bit? What's the plan? Because they are sort of spreading out in different ways. But the one thing I will say is they seem to all be linked together in some way, since they all started to move right about at the same time.
If we were to split, I would say 2 and 2 on the one there and one there.
Okay.
But if we're all following the same person, that might be way more suspicious.
Fair enough.
So maybe we should have 2 come over here.
So potentially Symbol and Mophyz, since they're sort of one unit right now anyway, following one guy, and then Gideon and maybe Riss following another.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hop off of Symbol's shoulders to be less conspicuous.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, that would. I mean, a kobold riding a stone golem effectively is going to stand out like a sore thumb in that crowd.
Just a little bit.
Okay, so Gideon actually. So for both groups, Mophyz and Symbol, and Gideon and Riss, are you guys trying to be subtle and inconspicuous in following, or are you guys trying to be less stealthy, but still trying to use the crowd a little bit to your advantage, but not necessarily trying to? You don't want to lose the people you're following. So how are you going about it, I guess?
I would, instead of going full on stealth, I would be trying to use the crowd to just blend in and just keep my eyes on them, see where they're going, and try not to lose line of sight.
Sure.
Gonna use my small stature to kind of just hide in the crowd while watching them from a distance.
Slip through the legs of people.
Yeah, and I'll be slowly following.
Okay.
Not too closely.
And Riss?
Riss will use what hopefully she can. Can I make a stealth check?
Yeah. So I mean, the reason why I was asking that was I was trying to determine whether or not I would ask you guys to make a stealth check.
Yeah.
If you for those of you who are not necessarily trying to be stealthy but trying to be subtle, feel free to make a stealth check as well. You guys can all roll a stealth check if you want. I will say this, it will not necessarily be, it'll not be weighted heavily. Failure will not necessarily be weighted heavily.
Good, because I am the worst dexterity rogue ever.
Dexterity? I don't know her.
Who is this? What? Oh, I'll take it.
Let's see how stealthy this stone statue is.
Oh,
Wearing
I
shade
still
mount,
have
so
guidance up because of
Because of,
Well,
yeah.
you put
combat.
guidance in, that's
Yeah.
sick.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
So
know.
I am stealthy.
wow,
Nice.
that's a stealthy statue.
I have never seen a quieter statue.
You went like
It's so still.
Yeah. You're like
just
one of the
cactus.
you're like one of the weeping angels from Doctor Who here, I think.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
nice reference.
Cool. And Dan, I will actually, I was actually going to say, Dan Nguyen, for Mophyz, because you are specifically trying to be stealthy, or because you're trying to specifically avoid observation by the people that you're following, and you are below the line of sight of the crowd because of your small stature. If you want, you can roll that with advantage, so you can re-roll it again and take the higher of the two.
Ooh. You can just click the advantage thing too.
Yeah, I have that on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so the 14 is still the better one, but
Yep.
yeah. You guys all managed to everybody is so fixated on the. Go ahead, Dan. What? Oh yeah.
Sorry, I was being a mime. I guess I don't know how that conveyed to stealth. My brain.
Ninja
sorry.
wizard mime.
Yes.
I have a story about that I will share with you guys after the game was over tonight.
Only semantics.
Yeah, only semantics. That would have been good, by the way. The case of your tracking of these individuals, everybody in the crowd is the same way that everybody in the crowd, when these four people started to move themselves, trying to move out of the crowd themselves, nobody was really paying attention to them. They were really fixated on what the elders were saying. And the elders are continuing on, talking to their people. A little bit of it has become background noise because you're focusing so much on these individuals, these hooded individuals, as they're moving out. But you're all pretty much able to keep on them without drawing attention to yourselves, either from the crowd itself or from these hooded individuals who have more or less turned their back now to the stage and are moving out. So they're not even really seeing you. By the time you guys are maybe a few people deep behind them, so there's maybe like 4 or 5 people between you and each of these individuals. One of the first things that you notice, everybody can give me another, because you're actively watching them. Everybody can give me another perception check, if you would.
Ooh.
Ooh, Nat.
Crit.
Oh, and that's 20.
It's still one of those
Oh, Nat 1.
Both extremes.
Literally. Oh my God. Is that tonight? Is that what this is? Fuck! I go blind.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you see like a kitten or something. You're like, "Ooh, kitten!" So we can do it for both groups because I'm assuming that anything that one person in the group sees, they'll share with the other person in the group as readily and easily as possible. Um, Gideon and Riss, you're at a little bit of a disadvantage for being able to see too much from this person in the cloak that you're following. You notice that they're moving pretty quickly, and by the time they get to the edge of the crowd, they move rather quickly toward a side street that looks like it will sort of loop around back to the center, not the center of the village, but the entrance of the village, we'll say.
Okay.
And you lose, you notice that this individual is moving rather quickly, and your attention to detail is sort of is you're not paying as much attention to detail because all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, they're basically kind of making a run for it, and we don't have time to really analyze every possible aspect of this individual. For Mophyz and Symbol, the two of you, as you guys are trailing the other cloaked figure, you notice that they bump into one of the other people in the crowd, and like there's a brief exchange of hey, watch where you're going. The individual in the cloak sort of gives a gruff sort of response, and you can tell it's kind of off-putting. But in that exchange, what you saw was that the cloak got moved back a little bit, and you both notice a very clear Zenobian sidearm attached to that individual's waist. It's only for the briefest of seconds before they continue to move on and get to the edge of the crowd, and similarly, they begin to make, their own sort of circuit back towards the front. And you notice this as you're watching the other two individuals that you're not following. They seem to be doing a very similar exit strategy, exiting the crowd and then making some movement towards the front of the village. So what are you guys all doing? You will be able to clear the crowd without an issue. So no worries there. And you will still not have been noticed by what you are now assuming are Zenobian operatives on the field. We can start with Gideon and Riss's group. How about?
Give me a sec.
Taking a look here real quick too.
Yeah, I'm meandering through some of the cantrips specific to Mistgate real quick. Okay. That weapon that was visible, that wasn't to my character. That was to
yeah,
okay.
That was unfortunately to Mophyz and
no, not unfortunate. It's all right. So
but if you tackle them, you'll probably see one.
I don't. It's half of me out of character is going. Well, don't take a step yet because you don't know the full story.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
thinking of the character and the way everybody's moving right now, my character would most likely want to try and get a point of advantage
Mhm.
if, and this might be an insight thing. This is definitely up to you, Sean. But if I have the chance to notice anybody, the other guys honing in on something, I don't know. I guess this would be a this is
Well,
way too broad, but
so
readying myself.
yeah. So what if we do this? Give me an insight roll, uh, and let's see what you
I can
get.
do this. Yep. All right. Let's see. Who child?
Even
Here we go.
before we know the result, I will say that you are
Mm,
suspicious. Okay, so 16 on your insight roll. Not only are you suspicious, you have been paying attention to at least a little bit what else is going on in terms of like how these individuals are moving sort of in concert, even if they don't seem to be moving in the same direction. At least as of the last time you were checking in on them, but your experience suggests that they are probably a group, and it is reasonable to assume that you've seen thieves. Well, actually, before I make this assumption, uh, your character is an arcane hacker.
yes.
You've gone with that as your archetype. Uh,
Yes.
what is your character's history as an arcane hacker? Are you generally would you consider yourself, because even though this is a archetype of the rogue, would you consider yourself uh, you know part of that rogue archetype, or part of that sort of generalized or stereotyped rogue where you are a
All
member
right. All
of?
right. Before you even finish, I kind of want to spit this out. Let
Yeah.
me know if this goes in line. I may be stepping on toes a little bit, but I don't know. I think this will help a little better. My dexterity is shit. My intelligence is through the roof. I'm
Okay.
point off from 18. She's an engineer at heart, not just
Okay.
background, but if you were to look at the rogue ability of Thieves' Cant,
Mm-hmm.
which is essentially that secret language
Mm-hmm.
between rogues, it's done almost like, oh, you're gonna love this, Sean. I know we both love this show. Think of White Collar.
Yeah. Yep.
Think of tagging your work.
Okay.
This is probably who Riss is more than anything. She is far more not in the links of
She's not necessarily
roguish
criminal.
activities.
Yeah.
Yeah, but uh things being sold on black markets, etc.,
Okay.
stealing equipment or refurbishing equipment
Okay.
or parts for ships, etc. There are tags and there are ways for I
Okay.
don't know. And again, like I said, I
So
don't want to step on toes, but
no, I think
that's
that's
more
fine.
her lean.
I think that's fine, and that gives me enough context to be able to give you this aspect of your insight. You you have not been in large criminal organizations per se. You have not been in the situation where there's been like a bust. Uh,
Hmm.
but you have been in situations where people get a little squirrely around uh, around authorities, or have been in situations where people go to observe something and then fall back only to use that information for something else. What
Okay,
you are
so like
seeing
scouts
here,
versus seeing a G-man or something like
yeah,
that.
and what you're seeing here seems to be people who have come to observe something and then
Hmm.
take information back.
Okay.
So it not only are they working together, they're organized in such a way that could make them dangerous.
Okay. Okay. That gives me a lot. Who's right next to me?
I am.
Your brother.
Okay. All right, out of character, real quick. I have not perfected it yet, but I am trying to work on a fucking Scottish accent, and she needs to be female.
Okay.
If I suck, that's all I got. That's all I got so far.
Yeah.
Give me some time.
Yeah.
But yeah, just as best you can. Yeah, I would say, without having a chance to really nerd with you, PJ, too much about their relationship as of right now, I think they'd know each other enough, maybe, that I don't know. This might be a fucking performance thing or something. I would like to give Gideon a subtle way of saying they are organized and watching something.
So I think your characters. I will leave it up to you guys to decide. But from what you were originally talking about with your character's background, it seemed that although you were maybe sometimes you would sometimes butt heads or feel like you have to be each other's keepers.
Yep.
You've spent a lot of time with one another, so you know how to read each other.
Right.
So I'm not going to make you make a performance roll to necessarily convey that, unless you want to.
I'm relying on dice tonight simply because, I just haven't had the chance to.
No, that's fine. But in general, like a simple communication between the two of you, I think is perfectly reasonable, and it'll probably even get to that point where a simple communication between any of the four of you, once you've adventured with each other long enough, you'll be able to convey that easily without necessarily having to do anything elaborate.
I don't want to take too much time from running the game, but it's like, hey, we're level 3, we're skilled in what we do, but I don't know.
Yeah, for the purposes of this scene, you're able to convey easily enough to Gideon simple concepts.
So that's all I'll do just to push that, Peach. Like, so I'm letting you know.
Yeah, and I will ask, how far away? He's moving away, or have they stopped at all as we followed them?
Once they get to the edge of the crowd, they continue moving away, but they pick up pace.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll ask Riss, do you want to continue following them and get ourselves into some trouble, or do you want to play this one safe? Not typical of me to ask, but I'm not too sure what we're dealing with here in the first place.
I don't know. Riss would probably be like, and kind of lose track of what we're focusing on. Probably look a little uppity for a second, like she's about to argue with you. And then just kind of freeze and go, slow. Let's she's kind of motioning like, let's keep going with what we're doing. Follow them.
All right.
Okay. All right. You guys continue following them. You get out of sight of the crowd, and you notice that the individual takes a hard turn towards the front of the village, as I had sort of suggested.
No, I don't do that. I do the exact opposite.
Zap! Let me
Jesus.
roll this real quick.
I just noticed there's this little C next to Witch Bolt, and does that mean I cast it, or is that the components?
Let's find out.
Should be concentration.
Yep. All right.
Oh yeah, because it does keep going. Yep.
Yeah.
Never used that spell ever. The only reason I would know that is Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, it just did fantastic things in the first session.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Right?
But not so fantastic for all of us, I think.
Yeah. Noisy, huh?
Oh no, we were in a combat, and critter we were fighting was taking any spells I cast, converting magic into its own attacks. So.
Oh, joy.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm gonna play a sorcerer. Cool.
Okay. going over to
Character.
Mophyz and Symbol. Similar to what I described to Gideon and Riss, the individual that you're following, who you are pretty certain is a Zenobian, hits the edge of the crowd, and then I would say beeline, but they're definitely not doing a beeline because that would require them to go through the crowd again. They're going roundabout, but they look like they're making their way to the village entrance via, as I said, a circuitous route. What are you guys doing?
Do we hear a commotion?
No. They, aside from that one very brief sort of interaction that this individual had with one of the other spectators, there really hasn't been much of a commotion. They've managed to get to the edge of the crowd without making any more of a fuss, and you do notice that they begin to pick up their pace and begin to move more quickly from the edge of the crowd along the side street.
Sorry, interrupting for a sec. I can hear you. I'm just stepping out for a sec.
Sounds
Grab
good.
later.
But yeah, no real commotion. They seem to be relieved once they get outside of the broader crowd and begin to be moving quickly.
Say we pick up pace and don't let them have our sight. Or what do you think?
Yes, we should probably keep pace, but slightly behind them, but not enough to lose them if they were to dart down somewhere.
Okay. All right. Mophyz and Symbol, you guys managed to keep on this Zenobian's tail pretty well, and even though there's very few places for you to really use as cover and hide, the way that they're moving, the direction that they're moving, the choices that they're making, really just they don't notice you whatsoever. So you're actually able to stay pretty close to them without drawing attention to yourselves. The road, the path that you're walking down or following this individual down is, if you think about like just the way a town might grow up organically, some of the houses are a little bit closer to one another. There's spaces in between the houses. It's not really a grid system. It's more like cow paths, right? Like if cows were the civil engineers of the town, like that's the houses just sort of plop down wherever the convenient route was.
So it's designed like Boston.
It's designed like Boston. Yep. All roads going one way and the wrong way. But yeah, so I mean, it's something like that. So this individual, like, and the interesting thing about Mirathi is that it's on a little bit more of a raised ground.
Mirathi?
So that's the name of the village that you're in.
Okay.
And so
That's very similar to another fantasy trope.
Oh,
It's my brain.
no, it's
That's
all
okay.
good. The center of the town is sort of in this raised area, and then sort of like maybe the a classic Italian town that like in the hills or whatever. You've got the paths that go up, and then like the houses are almost like terraced down as the path goes down. So because you're going downhill, following this individual, you're able to sneak into and out of like little alleyways if and when he's going to turn so that he doesn't perceive you. You manage to stay pretty well hidden and following him. And you get to the edge of one of the houses right before the entrance of the village, and you see this individual meeting up with the other 3 individuals who have come out of the crowd now, and one of them pulls their hood back, and you notice sneaking up above the edge of the cloak a little bit, you can see a telltale sign of sort of a the uniform collar of a Zenobian uniform. At about this same time, Gideon and Riss, you're following your own Zenobian, and I have written Xenobos at the bottom of this this battle mat because Xenobos just sounds funny. But you are following your own Zenobian, and at about a
Sounds like a monkey breed.
I know, right? Xenobos.
It is.
The rare and very unseen Xenobos. Frequently known to mate with its own tree it grew up in. What? Sorry, carry on.
Gideon and Riss, you guys are also following behind, and whenever you think the individual is going to take a turn, and you make it clear that you move very quickly to find cover as best you can. There are boxes and crates and things like that sometimes you can find to hide behind, or you slip into an alleyway. But just about the time as you are rounding, one of the corners, the hood flies back from this individual with a gust of wind, and they sort of turn instinctively to try to pull the hood up, and it's this unfortunate interaction that you were not ready for, and the individual sees you guys. There's a split second before this individual turns, realizes that they're being followed, and begins to hoof it.
Rushing
Are you
her.
guys doing
Rushing.
anything? You're gonna rush her? All right.
Yes.
Give
Yeah,
me.
gun.
Actually, an init would be appropriate in this situation. So the best way to roll a nit, Dan, you weren't here for the last session. I don't know how familiar you are with Roll20, but select your character.
I fucking forgot to hit him. I do. I know it. I forgot to click her.
Just click her and roll it again, and I will edit it.
I don't want to lose my nat 20.
You won't. I'm gonna just edit it to 22.
Oh, it was literally half. I forgot to click her.
No,
I
it's
do
fine.
know this.
And Gideon, can you do the same?
Next.
How do you do it again in the
Click your guy on the map.
Yeah,
Just
select your character.
click on him, and then hit initiative on your character sheet.
Gotcha.
The text, yeah. I don't know why the price is right. Well,
I need to.
all right.
Let me drop. Oops, I don't want to draw over him. I need to select and move him. I'm just putting them up here in the corner so that we have access to them.
Okay.
For referential purposes. This is not actually where they are.
Good, bro.
So I will roll initiative for this one, which I've now lost the window for. Too many windows. Okay. So actually, what is Riss's dex?
Quick question.
Go ahead.
Got a quick question.
Yep.
We are currently before what happened in the last session, correct?
Yes.
So am I
timeline-wise,
back to full health,
with
full...
full health, full resources?
Okie dokie. Thank you.
14, Sean.
Okay. I meant
You want me to-
I meant Gideon's dex. Gideon, it looks like you've got a dex of 12.
Yes.
So technically, the Zenobian operative goes before you, just because they have the higher dex mod. This is the one. It's a situation like that where having like the
You almost
Dex
wanna leave
tiebreaker.
that thing on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start doing that.
It looks weird, but I've gotten used to it. So.
Yep.
So, Riss, you have. So, let me frame how this is going to play out, just so that everybody is aware. Where Riss, Gideon, and this Zenobian operative are, you guys are basically just around the corner from where the other three Zenobian operatives are. So this round is going to take place. It'll, depending on what happens here, it may or may not alert the other Zenobians, and then we can move into the next set of initiatives, which will include the other Zenobians as well as Mophyz and Symbol. So that's generally how I'm seeing it. Although if you manage to reconcile this without drawing attention, you may basically end combat early. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
So Riss, with all of that, with all the world,
I'm ready.
the world, everything on you. What are you up to?
All right. Give me the space. How far away is he from me?
You're probably within about 30 feet. You've been trailing behind, but you're within 30 feet.
Is the sight of the other guy anywhere near him, or is it just the one?
No, it's just the one. Only he has noticed you. He hasn't rounded the corner yet to draw the attention of his colleagues.
I am going to close the gap right to him. That 30 feet, I will take my full move, get right up to his face, and I will use my bonus action to essentially make a... I know I get to choose what it looks like. Spiritual weapon. I'll make it look like almost like a pneumatic piston arm. Just appear essentially right underneath him. So I don't know. I'll theater of the mind this as best I can. I'm gonna fly right up to him, and right as I get to him, this weapon almost looks like go with like a robotic arm just appearing from her to do a straight uppercut attack right to him.
Okay.
And I've got the attack. So that'll be so that's the bonus action, the movement, and the attack. Boom, everything right here. I've got it ready to rock. Boom. Oh.
Okay.
Not bad, but no, probably not.
Unfortunately, so the
roll it out. Let me know.
So the attack lands, but it seems to hit. It doesn't seem to. It knocks the wind out of him a little bit, and knocks him, back startled, but doesn't seem to really phase him. But he's now, he's definitely like
with him.
The one thing that you observe is there's almost this look of panic in his eyes when he realizes that you're a spellcaster, or that you just cast a spell or did something magical.
Ain't seen shit yet.
Further sort of corroborates what you've been suspecting for a little bit now, after the hood blew back and you've seen the piece of uniform as well. You're pretty certain that these are Zenobian operatives. You also have I believe a normal action that you can take if you want, since that was your bonus action.
Your goddamn spiritual weapon's mean. Wow. That's a bonus action. Yeah. Okay, so bonus action to do it. Another bonus action next time if I wanted to make it move and repeat the... Dear God, is this Mistgate, or is that something that just exists?
That's just something that exists. Spiritual
God
weapons are good
damn,
spell.
spiritual weapons. Nasty. That's cool. Holy fuck! Never thought a fucking actual melee weapon spell would be awesome. Oh, fucking Hexblade Warlock. What? Anyway. I will attempt to crack him in the face with my wrench, because I have a wrench, and I know we didn't get a chance to actually nerd and talk about it. What did we even call it? Oh, fuck, we did not even get into it. I remember just writing it. I think it
I
was
did add it to the equipment. I don't know if it's immediately accessible in the compendium, but you can get a stun baton.
Okay.
And you could skin that and flavor that however you want.
I'm rolling something here. I have an extra. I don't know what the fuck. Ugh. No. Apparently that is not ready yet. Whatever the fuck that was. Okay. So, man, yeah, I don't think I have it. Nope. No,
Yeah,
I don't have the actual.
What you could do, so the stun
it,
baton is effectively a club, which I think does a 1d6. If you wanted to just roll an attack, you could roll your
base attack.
Yeah, you could just roll base
Well,
attack.
I can do. What is it? So it's d20 plus 5.
It would be d20 plus either your. I don't know if I set it up as a finesse weapon or not. But for now, we can say it's a finesse weapon, so it would be your proficiency bonus plus your dexterity bonus.
So 5
for d20. I think you've got plus 4.
Should be 5 total.
Is your dexterity
So 2
14?
proficiency.
2 proficiency.
Oh, you're right. 2. It's 4.
So if you just want to roll a d20, and you can find the d20, the automatic roller. Perfect. Yep. 15 plus 4, 19. That will hit. You can roll a 1d6 plus your.
That is the sneak attack? No.
You do not get sneak attack for this.
No, I don't have advantage. I got it. I'm rogue noob here. I need advantage, right?
You need advantage for it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. D6 you said?
Yep, d6 plus your strength mod.
Oh, so that's -1 damage?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
All right.
So the other interesting thing about
That finesse was not strength, right?
you know what?
Or
I did say. Let me take a look at the. I've got shock baton as light and special, so it actually would be strength. We'll let the
We'll come
attack
back to it.
stand, but the damage will
Let
also
that-
let stand as that. But
That's fine.
the stun baton has a special application to it, which would allow you to potentially stun or shock the individual, which would apply the stunned condition for a very short period of time. When you hit a creature with the shock baton on your turn, you can use your bonus action. Unfortunately, you've already used your bonus action this turn to stun the creature. The creature must make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw or be stunned until the start of your next turn. You can only use this once per short rest.
Okay. I'll have to come up with something else. The stun baton's cool if I didn't use spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Which seems like it's going to be my most used thing.
Yeah. Yep. No, I think that's reasonable.
Okay.
And you know,
Next time.
keep in mind, like right now, I've got the shock baton as being this thing that you can use it. You know, you can use that property once per short rest. The idea is think of it like a taser or something that needs to recharge. You know, between events, because otherwise that's way too powerful.
So I wouldn't even had used the shock. It seems like is it optional? Okay.
The shock is optional.
So I just cracked him.
Yeah.
So I tried to go up and uppercut him with the spiritual. Didn't really connect. So the other hand went, fuck you,
yeah, exactly.
with the wrench.
Ha! I got
right,
you looking
or
this
the-
way. I'm going to hit you this way.
Yep, 1-2.
All right.
Yeah.
He is.
Cool.
He is not interested in sticking around for a fight because he sees you have a buddy. He is going to take his action to disengage and continue
You son
to
of a
run,
bitch.
around the corner. And you can hear him, making noise and shouting in a foreign language, which you can only assume is the Zenobian cultural tongue. and it sounds like he's trying to get the attention of his buddies. Gideon, what are you doing?
He's running, so it kind of changed up my plan. Let me see. Is there anything I can do to subdue? Probably not. Don't want to kill, I don't think.
What you got for just do it for me real quick, dude. Run your spells real fast.
Guidance, Ray of Frost, True Strike, Message, Poison Spray, Cure Wounds, Mage Armor, Chromatic Orb, Witch Bolt, Detect Thoughts.
Ray of Frost, that motherfucker, dudes.
Either Ray of
The
Frost
cantrip,
or Witch
right?
Bolt might
There's a cantrip?
be good.
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Does that reduce speed? I
I think
can't remember.
I think it does
Yeah,
reduce
yep,
speed.
that's the one.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost. Range spell attack.
And that's just I know it's a cantrip, it's still an action, but you got move, you got other shit too, man. What else?
I cast that. And
Ooh, hot damn, brother.
I would
Yeah.
presume that hits.
yeah.
Will
Click
hit.
on Ray of Frost. Let's see that damage.
Yep, I do.
You can click right on it, right on your roll. Oh, no, wait.
Nope,
Oh,
I did the wrong
click
thing.
on
On
Yeah,
your
the top
sheet
Ray of
here,
Frost.
I rolled your damage.
Got it.
Take
Yeah,
my
just
damage, sorry.
click on the Ray of Frost itself. Yep.
Yep, you do it, That was me, my bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey!
Nice.
Eight
Mine's
anyway.
that number.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That is good.
That's hot damage, dude, for Ray of Frost. That's awesome.
That's good. Let me,
Oh, can we fucking Boondock saying it? Where you going? No? Nobody?
What's that? It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Where you going?
Nowhere.
Nowhere. There it is.
Just pulling up. Actually, you know what? I should have had a pad of paper here so I could jot down notes. And I
Sean,
just-
I thought you were going to be like, I'm pulling up my soundboard. I have the...
I've got it. Don't worry.
I got
And you did
That's
3
hot.
damage previously, Dan. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
He is. I think that just. I think he automatically has a reduction of 10 feet on his move. I don't
Should
think
be.
there's any save on that. So.
I don't even think it's concentration. It's just the end of PJ's next.
So you've
The
slowed
end
him. You slowed him down a little bit. One of the Zenobian operatives who has taken a spanner to the face, as well as a blast of cold, as he's beginning to run around the corner, waving his arms, making noise, and maybe not making too much noise because, you know, who wants to draw more attention to themselves, but he's trying to definitely get the attention of this group of individuals over here. And, you know, Mophyz and Symbol, I don't know why I just forgot your character's name there for a second, Kevin. I apologize. Mophyz and Symbol, you guys can see from the vantage point that you're at, you notice the group of 3 Zenobians, including the one that you were following, sort of perk up and look over in the direction of the adversary that, or the other individual that you assume Gideon and Riss were trailing, and you notice them beginning to sweep back their cloaks and maybe begin to arm themselves, but you guys are otherwise nobody has noticed you. So there's sort of this weird situation now between rounds where you guys have there's a surprise round where you guys can take action if you want. So I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. We will roll initiative for both of you and for the remaining Zenobian operatives, and but you guys will get to act before the other 3 act, and then we will go back to sort of the top of the order.
Okay. Let's get this initiative.
Oh, child. Ah!
to bring up him.
So fastball special.
yeah, buddy.
All right, so let me just order this around a little bit better.
Wow, Sean, you rolled doubles. Wow.
Oh, did I roll doubles?
Yeah. Your first guy, 8 again on the third.
I'm not entirely certain that the random number generator on Roll20 is not predictable. To be fair,
What are they using? Math random?
they probably are.
Not too much. I saw 3 nat crits out of a guy, my Jeff, PJ knows, on Tuesday night in a D&D game. And on the coup de grace, where a Chimera had 6 hit points left, he rolled a nat 1, and his character died as a result.
Oof.
Yeah, 36 weeks we rolled. We lost our level 4 barbarian.
Oh my god.
So, it's pretty fucking rando.
I'm going to just mark the... so there's... One of these guys is a slightly different enemy, so I'm just going to mark the ones so we can see what their... where the differences are. Okay, so Symbol and Mophyz, you guys are able to act in a mid-combat surprise round. What are you guys doing?
Which of those 3 is the one that we're following?
You were following this one here.
Okay.
Do I actually have access to numbers here?
Hmm.
Do we see
following
Gideon
yellow.
and Riz?
You do not see Gideon and Riss yet.
You see another guy missing a tooth and also looking very cold. Cue the sloth.
Here's, oh gosh.
Oh gosh.
They
Rommel.
appear to be gathering. Should we interject?
Like from our vantage point, it doesn't seem like anything's going on yet. Like, should we? Like,
I will say
Out of character.
that,
I'm trying not. Yeah, I was gonna say, did
Yeah.
they see the other guy?
Yeah, I will say that from your vantage point, when you first got there, they were just gathering, and then a moment later, not too long after you got there and you were observing, you did see from your vantage point the other Zenobian, this guy right here, sort of come tearing around a corner, making noise and waving his arms. So you do, and this triggered the other group of Zenobians that you were observing to sort of begin to reach for their weapons and begin to get a little bit more antsy, I will say. So from your perspective, something seems to be going on, but you're not sure the context of it yet. And I will say that you're probably about 30 feet, also 30 feet away from them. You found a house to sort of hide behind. So don't worry about the specific dimensions of how this is laid out here on the screen. But you're about 30 feet away from this group itself. And this group is maybe about 45 feet away from the Zenobian that is fleeing Riss and Gideon.
say Symbol, we should go check it out. Maybe ready in action.
That would be wise.
Okay, what actions are you guys going to ready, and what do you want the triggers to be?
If I see that they are actually attacking who I think they would be, since, they're all together and we knew there were 4 of them and the 4th one doesn't seem to be there, So they might likely be because of Riss and Gideon. So if I'm able to see them and they are being attacked, I will attack them.
Okay.
I will do the same. If they're going to target a friend, I'm going to fire Sacred Flame.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, if they take hostile action in any way, shape, or form against one of your allies, you guys are gonna trigger your readied actions.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you have those readied. So what I will say, I will call this out because you might want to reconsider this. You lose your readied action at the start of your turn on the next initiative, and both of you have fairly high initiatives in this particular case. So I want to give you guys a chance to potentially rethink what you want to do. I don't know if there's a utility spell that you might want to do instead. I just noticed it just occurred to me, and I just noticed where you guys were on the initiative order.
That is true, yes.
Yeah, I didn't want to metagame.
Nope, that's fair.
So I want to be fair and just actually, if I was seeing somebody getting endangered, I would help out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you guys want to stick with that in general, what we can do, ultimately that that same impression towards a readied action can still stand, because you'll be able to still hold and ready that action on your turn. They won't have had a chance to go yet, so you can still do that.
I'm gonna fix that, Kevin.
Yeah, that'll carry over.
Yeah. Okay, so Kevin, you've got your action readied. Are you moving? Do you have any long-range attacks? I can't remember.
The longest I have would be a dart.
Okay.
So I guess I would be moving a little bit closer.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll if you want to try to remain unseen as you're moving closer towards them.
Oh gosh.
So
my world.
So they are a little bit more alert now, and the fact that there is a large statue moving in their direction does happen to catch their eye. Though surprisingly not the attention of the one that you were following, or the one who seems to be possibly the leader of the group. This one here, it looks like he turns around to say something to the other two, when he just sort of freezes and looks straight at you, mouth agape, eyes wide open, and he's like, "What is that?" Or you assume that he's saying, "What is that?" He's speaking again in a language that you're not familiar with. But you're able to move, you've been spotted, but you can move however close you want, or stay however far away that you are. But his sort of observation, you can see that he's gonna, he's already making a motion towards, he was already making a motion towards pulling out his weapon, but he seems to now be fixated on, where you're coming from.
I just had a funny vision in my mind of Kevin doing a tanuki.
Just still.
Yep. Nothing to see here. Kevin, if that changes any action that you were planning on taking.
Nope. I would still be, I guess, getting closer to them, yeah, so.
Alright, so you close the distance. We move on to Riss. Your quarry has escaped you, but he's only 30 feet away. You can easily close that distance.
I
And hit him again with the spanner.
I still got the other weapon out.
Yeah, you do.
Or the,
Yeah, you can move it.
All right. So what I will do. Oh, it's so weird doing roll 20. I'm trying not to look at it for that. I am going to move directly behind him.
Okay.
Is that? Does he see me? I mean, he's in motion. He must be aware.
He's aware of you.
Okay.
He may not know that you're directly behind him.
That's not
until
an
you
advantage.
get there. But yeah, no, that's not going to be advantage.
Okay, how about I move upwards of, let's go, ooh. Oh, this is risky. Maybe not. PJ, I know you got range to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go 20 feet. So I'm going to be 10 feet behind him.
Okay.
And I will use the bonus action because the bonus action has a range of 20 feet.
Okay. I believe that, yeah, how far does that move? I can't remember. I thought you could move it up to 60 feet on a turn for some reason.
Well, 60 feet, I think it's weird. So let me bring back the...
Yeah, so it's basically like, it basically has a, you can move the weapon, yeah, so as a bonus action, it has a speed of 20 feet.
Of 20.
And it basically...
Is it with me? It's with me, though. So if I ran...
No,
It's not
so
like
I think generally speaking, you think of the spiritual
Floating.
weapon as a separate entity. Although the way you've described it, what I would say, because you said like you had it sort of emanate
want it on
from
me. Yeah.
you. As long as you've got it emanating from you, I will.
We can continue to have it.
Yeah, I will sort of
Okay.
waive that speed aspect of it, as long as you've got it like sort of attached to you, like the emanation of it or the manifestation of it is attached to you. It moves with you on your turn, and but you can use the bonus action to trigger an attack with it. You wouldn't be able to use the bonus action to move it separately in this particular case.
Okay.
If you wanna do it that
I'll
way.
get right on him then. I'll try and just get right on him then.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with the 30 feet. Well, if he's at 30, then I'll go 25. So I'll be right on his ass.
Sorry.
You're good?
Still getting used to
The buttons are fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, you basically you can move far enough that you can get right adjacent to him and make an attack.
All right. So it will be a bonus action to attack with it?
It'll be a bonus action to attack with the spiritual weapon.
Perfect. All right. Let's do that. Let me get back to the chat and let's take a swing. And
That'll hit. Almost a crit.
Almost.
Oh,
Quick question for you.
yeah. Oh,
I can't
hit
remember if
cast at what level? Second.
Yeah, I think you cast it at.
Boom.
Did you cast it at second level or did you cast it at first level? What level is it?
I cast it. It's a second level.
Okay.
I can't. Yeah, I don't have third level spells yet. So, bam, 10 force.
Okay. Yes. So the question that I have for you here is, somebody said it. I don't remember if it was you, Dan, or not. Said something about we don't want to kill these guys, right? Or like we just want to knock them out. Did somebody say that, or am I imagining things? Am I putting things in your...
PJ said that.
PJ.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So the
Well, this is just one.
well, but yes, but
Sorry.
keep in mind that
That
as
would kind
long-
of be my my character's thing. It's just one.
It's just one? Okay. So the reason why I was asking was anytime that you do a melee attack, you can decide whether or not when you are dropping an enemy, and I will tell you this now, you have dropped this enemy, you can decide whether or not the damage is lethal or the damage is non-lethal. So it is your call, Dan, whether that is a lethal blow or a non-lethal blow.
It's weird to me. I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit here since I already rolled like non-lethal damage.
Non-lethal
Isn't
damage
that
do the
like-
same damage. It's you just get to choose whether or not the killing blow, so to speak, is lethal or not. They streamlined it a lot in 5th edition.
Do I see and I know this is kind of within. Well, okay, I moved. I bonus action. I have an action. Just noticing my area around me. I know our group has moved in on the other side.
Yep. You can see the collection of operatives here. You can see Simple has moved in on that side. You're basically right behind this guy.
Lethal.
So
No, lethal.
okay.
Kill him.
All right.
Drop
You
him.
hit him, and you drop him. Okay. So he is X'd out. There we go. He's done. He's got an X on him. He's out of play.
I have to nerd. I have to give the flavor. That spiritual weapon, that kind of like pneumatic claw hand, probably just grabbed his face, and he was like, "God!" Just fucking slammed him into the ground.
Yep.
Just more breath.
You watch as his body does this really awkward complete arc and snaps.
And as
Pile
my
driver.
action,
Yep.
I would like to take another move.
Okay. So
And how close to the others?
you get about 15 feet away.
All right, yeah, so max move. I'm just moving up, staying
Okay.
as rogue-like as she is. Heart of a rogue, but not... I don't know. It's weird. I'll get more into it later, but yeah, as quick as I can, she moves up. Boom, takes him down. Maybe gives a glance towards Gideon as a... let's go.
Okay.
One down.
All right. At that leads us to the Zenobian spy, which I'm assuming you can see that it says Zenobian spy on the turn order, and I did not just give that away. But if you could not see that it says Zenobian spy on the turn order, there is a Zenobian spy here. The Zenobian spy has watched what has transpired between Riss and one of the operatives, and with their revolver, they target Riss. And that is a 14. Will a 14 hit Riss? What's your AC?
12, yes.
Okay.
it
So the
will
14 hits. I will need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Boom.
Okay.
13.
You take
Ooh, shit.
7 damage from a revolver bullet that hits you in the shoulder, and almost immediately you can feel the stinging sensation in your shoulder. The bullet's currently lodged in your shoulder, and it's not poison. It's not like poison in terms of you've been poisoned by a poison arrow. Think of it more like it's almost like radioactive material.
Debility. Okay, yeah.
But still poisoning. So if you have any immunity or resistance to poison, that will obviously be reduced.
Lightning. No.
Lightning. Okay. All right. You took a pretty heavy hit there.
I'm down by half. That's literally half my HP. So it just went to 50%. I'm at 14. Token bars.
Wait, he took 21 damage?
No. I have 21 hit points. I took 7, so I'm at 14.
Plus 14 poison.
Plus 14 poison? Wait, what?
You know what? I did. Sorry. Wait. I did not update this was a. I apologize for this.
Ooh, I'm dead.
That's actually a problem. I'm gonna re-roll that poison damage because I did not update the Zenobian spy's damage.
Wait, if it's a poison, is it a poison? I'm taking a con save against.
So there's
Oh,
both poison
poison.
damage and then there's a poisoned condition. The
My
poison
God.
damage is would be halved if you make your success against the con save. That actually should be a plus 2d6 for poison damage, not the 46 that it is. I was in the process of editing that and I had missed.
I don't know why my hit points are not showing up here.
You mean on the, I guess, on
my
the
token, yeah.
the game screen? Oh yeah, I input mine myself.
Yeah, I had to do it too.
Okay, so my green apparently is at 21, but I never had to, like, if I was going on current hit points, like on my character sheet, if I move them around and then I hit enter, it should change, but I still don't see my actual hit points.
Yeah, it doesn't change it if we manually put it in. I think it's something that has to be set up.
Oh wait, okay, hold on.
I just set it to, so I
this
went
might do it.
into, yeah.
I think this did it. I'm green, it's not red. Alright, so I can switch that. I know how to switch it now. Whatever my green was something else. I'm gonna have the red because PJ is red, and as is everyone else. 21. I got it now.
Cool.
Alright, save settings. Huzzah.
Cool.
Alright, so
and so you
what
took
is my damage?
You took 7 piercing damage and you took 7 poison damage.
14.
Alright,
So
so
you have
14
7,
total
you
damage.
took 2/3 of your life.
Ooh,
And
child.
at that, the spy also draws his short sword in his other hand and
Okay.
moves over to Symbol, who appears to be a bigger threat because it's a giant walking statue, and makes an attack with. I realized I did not.
Do I get my held action?
You do get your held action. You do get your readied action. Actually, as soon as you observe this attack on Riss and this individual who looks like he's going to move over to, or who's turning his focus onto you, you can act at any point in time during that process, I should say.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and try to bop him.
Okay. This is the guy with the green dot.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a miss. And might as well unarmed strike.
Okay. That will hit.
15. Or 5.
Okay. All right. And I believe, Mophyz, you have a readied action as well.
Right. And I just measured. I think I'm in range, right?
Yeah, I think I said that you were about 30 feet away, and you might have even, begun sneaking a little bit closer as well. So you're certainly within range.
So I readied a spell.
Yep.
I will cast a Sacred Flame.
I believe. Oh yeah, that's a dexterity save. Yep. Let me roll that. I was like 3. I don't think 3 hits, and then I realized that.
Yeah, I'm auto rolling damage on that.
Yes. Let me check real quick. I didn't enter his saving throws in. Let me just double check the. This is the challenge that you get when you're like, ooh, that creature has the same challenge rating as the creature that I'm pulling from the custom campaign setting, and then you don't update all of the stuff appropriately. What did I do with that?
Dan, I just sent you a PM now.
Yep.
1 second. I lost where I
Fixed it.
had
You're
that
good.
page. Storyteller's Guide. When I want this to load more quickly, it won't. He does not have any saving throws, so it is just a straight dex save. Or a straight dex roll. And I believe he fails.
3 damage.
Woohoo! Okay. Alright. The Zenobian spy finishes his second attack and makes a melee attack against Symbol with his short sword. He will get sneak attack on this because he has an ally nearby. But that 7 is going to miss. So he is done. Mophyz, you are up.
Going to close the distance.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yep.
Range of. Let's see. Am I in range?
Yeah, I mean, I would say since Symbol was
yeah.
able to get to there, and
Yeah.
they were about 45 feet away from the other Zenobian, and Dan moved an additional, or Riss moved an additional 30 feet. You're within like 15, 20 feet of Riss.
Dan, are you trying to get in range of healing?
Yes.
I've got him worry about where you're at right now.
All right.
Yeah, my next action, I'm going to move up and heal.
Then I will, I guess I'll stand beside Symbol and join in the fray then.
Okay. Okay.
Since I just saw him take a swing at him.
Yep.
Right. And I will do. Let's see, or maybe not. Maybe I should. I cast. Yeah. Instead, I'll cast Bless on me, Symbol, and Riz.
Okay. You guys are all blessed.
Oh!
I will add
At level.
Sorry.
nice little.
You pretty much did.
You're all blessed. I'm giving you little angel wings.
Oh!
Cool. All right, you guys are blessed. So you know how bless works in Roll20. I think you can toggle the bless dice in. I think it's the cog.
Yeah, global damage modifiers.
Yeah.
Yep. And saves also.
Yeah,
And
saves. Yep.
Cool. All right. Anything else that you are doing, Dan? With moments.
I think I use my action and move. So I have a bonus action, and Riz is good. Doesn't need healing.
I guess the question that I would ask is because you're coordinating healing a little bit here. He's down by 14. PJ, can you accommodate for 14 points of healing, or would it help to have for Riz to get a little bit from a bonus spell from Mophyz?
Might not be able to do all 14. I got a D8 plus 3. A D8 plus 5.
I can throw a healing word for a bonus action.
Yeah, and that'll give you what? I think it's 4.
1d4 plus 3 because my wisdom.
Yeah. So that might not hurt.
All right, I'm gonna toss a healing word at Riz.
Yeah.
At level 1.
Cool.
Can I choose the word?
Get to the chopper!
No, just one word. Djibouti. There it is.
Djibouti.
All right.
All right, Dan, you're up by +5, and then we move
Ooh,
over
ja.
to the Zenobian operative This one needs to go away because he's dead. So both of these guys effectively go on the same, so they will act accordingly. This one here is currently, freaking out over the fact that there's a giant statue that's moving. This one here is freaking out that he just saw one of his buddies fall, and they're both sort of like, they're not helping each other out here because they're both yelling at each other to like, look behind you, look behind you. It's one of those sort of chaotic messes. But what eventually ends up happening is this guy turns and takes a pot shot at Riss. Crap, I didn't update that. So he has a...
Come on, baby.
He also has a revolver, which he will attack with, which is going to be a... Sorry, I missed that. +1 plus that. Okay. I did not add this to the characters sheet. So that's a 22. That will hit.
Oh!
I believe it is Where did I miss that? Where did that go? That is 10 damage. The healing was probably a good call there.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh.
Actually, I think you should be at 7.
I'm at... No, 2.
You were at... oh, no, you're right. You're right, because you were at 7 previously. You went up 5. Sorry. Math is difficult
Yep,
this,
you're good.
this hour. Cool. And this one turns around and makes a melee attack with his sword on Symbol. Which is a...
All right, out of character.
sword.
We need to. Yep, we need to get a ship so I can be the engineer and be like, I'll be ship. You guys
Ship and stay there.
got this shit. I'm a very intelligent rogue, except for everything that's happened for the past 6 rounds.
You're not a street rogue.
Nope.
It's a different classification.
But that will miss on Symbol.
Yes.
Okay. So that takes us through those two, and it gets us to PJ, to Gideon.
And then I am going to cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Let me see here. I need to mark it down in here. I'll take that away. Nope. I need to click the right thing. Still muddling through all of this.
It's all good.
Oh, why isn't it? It's not allowing me to roll it. Do I have to?
Yeah, you might have to set it up.
On your core menu, it should be there.
Spell cast. You can do it manually. Yeah, if you need. There is a way to do it. I'm an idiot.
It doesn't have like the little C next to it, right? In your.
Global attack modifier.
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So if it's not highlighted or anything, if you just click on the word Cure Wounds, it should cast it.
Yeah, it's not casting it.
On his
On-
character sheet.
On your core character sheet, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
No.
it's
sorry,
not doing
I screwed
anything.
that on you. So.
Okay, so you can
check to
roll
see
it.
if you're getting so if I click on it, I notice that an dialogue comes up saying, what level would you like to cast it at?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Level 1.
There it is.
So
There
how do I
it is.
pick that?
It should just be like an extra drop-down menu that just appeared, maybe?
Yeah.
Cure Wounds. items, magic bonus, range, damage, spell, type healing.
So I actually did it from your spells sheet. So if you went over to spells real quick,
Yep.
and then you don't click on the text bubble, but click on the word cure or the words
text
cure
itself.
wounds itself.
Yeah.
Does that bring up any sort of like dialogue that says like input level or anything like that?
Just doing this for jollies, right? I clicked spiritual weapon.
Oh,
Like,
I'm not
that's when
seeing
I clicked it.
anything for level.
If you're on the spell itself,
Yeah.
make sure the cog isn't activated, I think.
Oh, yep.
And then just click on the black lettering of cure wounds.
Yeah, I'm clicking on it. It's not doing anything.
Nothing.
Do you don't
Try
have-
try clicking cure wounds on your core page.
Cure wounds. Yep, it's not doing anything.
Wrong. Core or spells? Is it on spells, PJ? Do
it's
you
on
have it
both.
listed?
He's got it both in like his actions, like where you'd see attacks and everything, but he's also got it on the spells. PJ, do you run with like an ad blocker at all? I'm wondering.
I'm not sure. I don't think I do. No.
It's the only thing that I could think of.
Now you've had other things come through, right? Has he
Yeah.
done?
Yeah, I've rolled other things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like see, I can click that now.
Hey!
But it
Yeah,
doesn't work
interesting.
with. Hold on a second. I got 2 cure wounds here. Why isn't neither
Oh.
of them working?
Could try deleting one of them and seeing if that clears something.
Yeah.
So the way you can delete is if you scroll down, you see a lock icon. If you click that lock icon, that should unlock things, and you should be able to then delete entries.
Oh yeah, at the bottom of Yep.
Then just click damage type for it. The 1d8 plus 3.
Yeah, I'm clicking it and it's not doing anything.
Yeah,
Sure.
because so it's interesting because when I click on that, PJ, I get that input value again. So I can run this for you if you want. I can just
Sure.
choose it. So you said you wanted to cast it at first level.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
I
Hey.
can do it at second level if you wanted to.
Yeah, do it at second level. Do it at second level.
All right.
That's
So
Give him better.
I tell you what. Oh yeah, that's still higher. That's
What is
14.
happening?
That's 14 total.
wow. Is that me? Yeah.
Actually,
already
you know
took
what? Let's do this because that's not really fair. You would have cast it at second level. Let's take it actually as 18 because that would have been your first roll would have been the 11, and then the 7. Right? Is that?
No, you should just be able to do it. Just re-roll it. Re-roll it. I'm fine with that. Just do the full re-roll.
Yeah. Well, okay. So the 14 would be the full re-roll. You can take either 14 or 18. It's your call. Your call.
Take the 18!
Somebody tell me high or low now.
Hi.
Okay, I take the 18.
And oh, okay. So I just figured it out.
Okay.
I just figured out what was going on. I just figured it out. So it brought its own menu up, but it was covered by my character sheet, so I never saw it.
Yes. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
exactly.
I got it. All right, cool.
18.
Good to know.
And it's 18, dude.
It's 18.
Yeah.
I literally was like, ow, things are fine, I guess.
Why does it burn?
I'm back to 20 hit points. All right.
Okay.
That RNG though.
Yeah. Oh my God. That.
And as I cast the spell, I say to Riss, I thought I was the one who was supposed to get us into this kind of trouble.
I mean, what's a Scottish? Give me time. I
I
will.
feel like there's gonna be some YouTubing going on there.
Yes, I will be dialect, the nerding, hardcore. If I wish she was Russian, that would be easier for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's oddly enough you played a lot of Russian accent characters.
I have to go Scottish.
Kevin, Symbol, you're up.
Yes. I will go back to blacking.
Okay.
If it would load. A 12. That's a
will
12
miss.
hit.
Which one? Wait, actually, which character are you attacking? The green dot?
Yeah.
Okay, that misses.
Okay. Well, just try punching him again.
That will hit.
14. All right.
All right.
7 bludgeoning.
That's
Okay.
a good chunk.
All right. Any other actions that you are taking on your turn?
That is it. I will be staying right there.
Okay. Riss, you have taken. In
Oh.
fact, you have been.
Oh,
Fucking
oh,
amalgam
Oh.
of yes, no,
Sorry.
yeah, maybe.
I forgot something.
yeah, go ahead, PK.
Wasn't this guy hit with the sacred flame?
Oh, yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Oh, child.
Remind me of the effects of Sacred Flame, because I do not have it up on my screen right now.
Is that the
Hit
advantage
it.
one?
Let me see.
Let me look that up.
Spells.
Sacred flame. 'Cause I think that's the one that Mophyz hit, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this one. Right?
Let's see. Flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range. Target must succeed in a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage. The target gains no benefit.
Oh, that's a different one I'm
Yeah.
thinking of. Sorry.
I think you might have been thinking of Fairy Fire.
Yes, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, fairy fire, because that's the one that does a cube and
Disadvantage.
they're all on fire. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I have that as well.
Hmm.
Talking about this
You
one.
have fairy fire, dude? Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yep.
Advantage for everyone attacking it. Ooh, sneak attacks for days, bro. Hell yeah.
All right. So real quick, BK, anything else? Anything else you're doing, Kevin?
Nope, that's it.
Cool.
I'm gonna stay put.
All right. We move over to Riss.
Here we go. I will do that first.
I will sigh.
Massive sighing intensifies, and I close the gap to the nearest one.
Actually, real quick, is spiritual weapon is not concentration. Never mind. I was going to ask you if it was concentration. If it's concentration, I would have
It's
had to
not,
make you make
which
a,
is crazy, right?
A concentration check.
It's such a good, and dude, that's now I'm nerding out of game to go. That's amazing because spiritual weapon is the race.
Yeah,
That's
I'm wondering
awesome.
I'm wondering if that's too powerful. But
Actually, I don't think so. I I want to nerd and talk about it a little bit more.
yeah, I want to see how this plays out. Over a few sessions. One of the things, real quick to take us out of combat. One of the things that we've discussed is doing a retrospective on the game periodically
Yep.
to see how things are going.
You know what this?
So,
Real quick, it's mirror image to me. It is the offensive version of mirror image. Mirror image is a 1 minute duration. This is a 1 minute duration. This is the offensive version of mirror image, where mirror image is like,
yeah.
okay,
Defensive.
fuck
Yep.
it, 3 attacks, like at, I can't remember what it is. Hey, roll an 8, an 11,
Yeah.
or a 14. It's so good. It's so powerful. It's an amazing on a warlock. You gave this race something that is far more important than its other ones of like thaumaturgy and what was the other thing? Resistance to
Yeah.
one thing. This is what makes this race really cool.
Yeah.
Like really viable as opposed to any of the other races so far.
Okay,
It works.
well,
All right, we'll
keep
nerd about it
keep an eye
more.
on it.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on it. So
Yep.
what is Riss doing?
So she is going to close the gap to the next one, essentially dust off the shoulder and moving in.
Okay. I'm going to
Who's the
put
next?
you next to this guy who took a pot shot at you.
Oh, fuck this guy. All right. First things first, we will. Oh, you know what? Let's hit with an action. Oh, yeah. Let's take the action first. We'll roll with the weapon.
Yep.
So that is the.
It's going to be a
was a
D20 plus
Plus 4.
your. I think we determined that it was actually it wasn't finesse, so it's going to be
Not
strength
finesse.
plus your proficiency bonus. So I think it's going to be plus 3 total.
Excuse me.
Plus,
Plus
Jesus
D4.
Christ, I'm on my
Plus
own.
D4, yes.
All right. So D20 plus.
Kevin, roll a
yes.
plus D4 for your quarterstaff attack. Because you're blessed.
I did.
Oh, you did.
I did.
Oh,
it was
okay.
the it was
that's
the one.
Plus 1. That's the plus 1.
So it's 12.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Sorry, I thought I
All
didn't see that. I was trying to give you an extra one up.
I appreciate it.
Well, it's okay. So this is just to hit. This is D20 plus 4. I think Bless is going to just go automatic. Let's try. It didn't go through. What if I hit that?
That
Okay.
works.
18, 19, 20.
Yep.
So 20 to
20
hit
will
now.
hit.
Okay, the damage will be D6 minus 1.
Yep.
Excellent.
Do 1 damage. But you did hit. You did hit.
I
Just
did
a slight-
hit. Now
slight
I
choose
can
if you want to
I
shock.
can choose to stun him.
And he would
Is
be
he beat up at all? He hasn't been hit at
He hasn't
all,
been
right?
hit at all.
All
This is
right.
the first hit.
D&D question here. Stun does what?
So stun specifically. Let me bring up the gameplay mechanics for that condition.
I have the sheet.
A stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, and can speak only falteringly.
Okay, but it's a save he has to make, right?
It's a save. It's a DC 12 Constitution save. The creature automatically fails Strength and Dexterity saving throws, and attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and that lasts until the beginning of your next turn.
God damn, do I? All right. I'm gonna. Oh God, real quick, I'll take a vote. What do you guys think? Should I risk it? DC 12? That's not real high.
It
Or
is
should I
not real
try
high.
to hit again?
No.
It's better than 50%.
Yeah.
They do not. So none of these creatures. I will say this.
Let's game mechanic it. All right, give him the save. Let's try. I'll use my
Yes.
bonus action to shock.
Okay.
You fuck.
Oh, wait. Oh no. Yeah, that's not how Bless works. He's not
saved.
baned.
He's dead.
Yeah, it's just the damage.
I was like,
So
oh
I
wait,
essentially
but
went,
he's blessed,
yeah,
blessed,
it's also
blessed.
a sparkler.
Right.
Yeah, you hit him and it sort of it goes off and like you can see like it shocks him a little bit but not enough to deter him.
Okay, so for flavor, my character goes, yeah. Fucking god damn it! Didn't work.
Gotta rework this thing.
Yep. Done. Next.
So keep in mind as we're going through this, stun is a pretty powerful condition. So right now I've got this as a bonus action and 1 use per short rest. Think about this as
I didn't
we go
use
through.
it. I didn't use it last time though.
You didn't use it, but it's short rest. So I'm just saying.
So it's done.
It's done. You don't have to worry about it
Yep.
going forward. But keep this in mind. You know, maybe the action or the action economy of the shock baton should be a little bit more.
It's got to be focused. If we had fairy fire on them, like I'm not fucking around. Like if fairy fire was on it, that would be advantage with that. No, would it? No.
No, you'd want to bane.
No,
them.
it'd just be advantage with the hit.
Yeah.
No.
You'd want to bane. Them.
Yeah, Bane.
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 Would be good for
There
that.
it is.
The other
Correct.
thing that might be worthwhile to consider for something like the shock baton is
Putting it in someone else's hands because I am not good with strength weapons.
And yes, that might actually be a good choice. But the other thing is, monsters have a recharge on a 5 or 6 with some of their abilities. Maybe the shock baton has a similar effect to it as well. Keep that in mind. You know.
Okay,
the
so this
shock
is-
baton
yeah,
was
this is
something that
Mistgate
was
stuff.
Thrown into Mistgate sort of late and last minute, and to avoid making it overtly powerful and and really gross, I threw the short once per short rest on it. but
It's got to recharge. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. No, I like it. It's awesome. Not in this
not in
road.
the, or maybe the DC should be higher. Who knows? But just keep it in the back of your minds. Unfortunately,
Yeah, it's not about
Riss-
the damage. It's about the fucking stun.
Yeah.
So actually, no, I think it is actually pretty good. 12's okay.
12's not bad.
12's good. It's a little advantage.
And
Like,
it's not a
literally?
magical weapon. That's the other thing. Like,
Nope.
this is a standard weapon. So there could be a more magical
Damn.
version of this that has charges as well. Right?
we're fighting a level 18 Lich, and he's like, nothing can stop. Rolls a 3. No. What? No. It's pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful, guys.
guys.
I don't know.
Don't
Yeah,
tase me,
maybe
bro.
it might be a class weapon. It could be a class weapon. I could see Arcane Rogue or the Warlock of the Machine. Something machine oriented
Yeah, there
needs
might
to
be,
use this weapon.
There might be further ways to work it in that make it a
Yeah,
little bit better.
that's cool. I dig it.
So
All
anyway,
right, next.
I know that we just nerded out on mechanics a little bit there in the
No,
middle of
it's
combat.
the
so I
point of
apologize
this.
for that.
A bit.
Zenobian Spy. Zenobian Spy is going to just do 2 attacks. Short sword on. Well, he's going to start with Symbol. Maybe he'll attack somebody else. But short sword on Symbol.
Damn.
This guy?
Yes.
Does he have advantage?
He doesn't have advantage, but
Oh,
he
okay.
is adjacent to a companion, so he
Hmm.
would get sneak attack.
Fuck.
If he hit,
If he hit, what is your AC?
16.
Oh, so close. He misses with the first one.
Wow. Well done.
But he
If it
will
was-
hit with the next one.
No, he won't.
Oh, damn!
Well, I'll just put this in the chat.
Yeah. Absence of the Void. Excellent use. Oh, that's so good. I love revisiting things that I've written because I've forgotten about all of these abilities at this point in time. Starting when you
Yep.
choose this tradition at 3rd level, when you are hit by an attack, you can spend 1 key point and use your reaction to teleport up to 15 feet to an unoccupied space you see. You do not take any damage from the attack, and if you are within range, you can make a melee attack against the creature that attacked you. Yep, alright, so make that melee attack.
Let's hope this hits. It does not.
Well,
Oh,
how about that?
There's some DBZ disappearing going on here with this fight. He tries to hit you.
Get a
you
new quarterstaff.
quickly move. You try to hit him. Like he phases out of
Some
existence for
shunpo going
Yeah.
on here.
It's very, very epic. Okay, that is his turn, and he is going to remain where he is because moving in any sort of way is probably going to start provoking attacks if he wants to reposition himself. So we go to Mophyz. Mophyz, what are you doing?
all right. Let me see. I think we need to take something down quick here. Or
Yeah, they do pack a punch.
I'm trying to get in there.
so. Seeing that we're not really hitting too well, I think Fairy Fire would be good.
Okay. Is Fairy Fire and Bless both concentration?
Oh, right.
Oh,
Crap.
God.
It is.
It is? It is
Yes.
constant. Oh,
Oh, so I
shit.
can't have both up.
No.
Damn.
You would have to make a Sophie's choice here.
Yeah,
Damn, dude.
a Mophy's choice.
A Mophy's choice.
I think Fairy
my
Fire
gosh.
is better. Like, just as a heads, I don't know. Fairy Fire is fucking disgusting. They have saves against it, though, where Bless is like, hey, we got it.
Yeah.
But Fairy Fire is, if it hits, if they don't save against it, it's
Do-
on.
Do you have aid? Do you have the aid spell?
Oh,
I do
God.
not.
That's
have it.
broken.
Because I was going to say, that could potentially stack and give you guys a little bit. It's a little bit more of a defensive buff, but
That's just HP that you can just keep stacking too. I think Aid's one of the most powerful D&D spells of all
it's
time.
pretty good.
I have Guiding Bolt.
Guiding Bolt would give, if you hit, would give somebody advantage
Yeah, on the next attack only.
on the next attack only.
Plus it does some damage. So
It actually does pretty decent damage too.
yeah, it does quite a bit. It's a nuke.
And you get your bless with
If you spell it up too, yep. Oh yeah, yep.
All right,
Yeah,
I
if
will.
you guiding bolt the guy I'm on to
Yeah.
take advantage of advantage, it'll be like, and I have advantage on a dead body.
All right,
Oh man, I don't know, dude.
I want to be able to maybe take somebody down, but if they don't take them down, we'll have advantage on them. So I'm thinking.
Maybe the guy closest to you, not the one below you. Dead on. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nope. I misread that. What do you think?
I think I want to try to help out you guys, so we can kind of focus fire on that guy.
All right.
So I will cast Guiding Bolt.
This one, right?
That one there. Yep.
Cool.
Oh, boy.
How are you guys pinging like that?
If you
Left
hold
click.
down left click, it'll.
Yep.
See,
Nice, Kevin.
should I pump it up to 2? It could be a big whiff.
1 damage.
So what I will say is this:
He's going
Uh,
next.
from a mechanical standpoint and like from your observation, the guys with the red dots on them all look to be roughly the same build, maybe the same stature, and Riz, you saw Riz take down one guy with a few hits, but maybe not, didn't require a lot of hits. I'm being very vague about that. So
I got it. I
Okay.
got it. Yep.
I'm not going to pump it to 2 then.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast it at level 1.
okay, that will hit, and that will actually drop him.
Yep. Ooh,
Right.
Called it.
So in case you guys haven't done the math, it is
12-ish HP.
15 hit points.
Oh, yep.
specifically.
Okay.
Yep. So right on.
Oh,
the
exactly on the money.
Okay, if I didn't see where that bolt came from, or if Riss didn't see where it came from, she's doing this with the wrench, going, "Yeah, I'm gonna- holy
Zap.
shit, it worked!"
All right.
All right.
And that one is off the table. So we move over to
Well done, dude. Nice
guy.
shot.
a little concerned about the tiny guy shooting bolts from his fingers and his staff like Emperor Palpatine here.
Oh,
Even
you
though
think
they
that's
don't-
Emperor Palpatine?
No, it's Jar Jar Binks.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. I retract that. I feel bad for calling Mophyz Jar Jar Binks. I apologize.
What?
He uses his short sword to attack Mophyz. That will potentially hit. Can Mophyz do anything to mitigate this? Actually, I think Mophyz can do something to mitigate this, but I'm not sure.
Oof.
All right.
I have 16 AC. That's gonna hit it.
Do you have any reactions? I think the mist cleric might actually have a reaction here that you can use.
Let's see, man.
Do you have something like Misty Step in this?
I do have Misty Step.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's a bonus. It's not a reaction.
Wow.
No, it's a.
It is a bonus
not
action,
A reaction.
but it's not a reaction.
Wow, that should be a reaction as well.
Did I?
Damn.
I might have written that wrong. Hold on, because it should effectively be the same thing.
Misty Step is baller, but it's.
Oh no,
yeah,
I'm thinking of Misty Escape. It's not Misty
Yeah.
Escape. You have just Misty Step, right?
Right.
Yep.
All right, I guess I get hit.
Yeah. Sorry, for some reason I knew that they had Misty Step, but I was confusing that with Misty Escape.
Yeah.
Who gets Misty Escape? That's like a class
Warlock, Fae.
Yes. Yep, I should remember that.
Okay. 7 slashing damage.
7 slashing. That takes me down.
Okay, and we move over to Gideon.
All right.
You're
I'm gonna
within range to be able to get to the 2 remaining guys standing. If you
Lose!
wanna get to
I'm gonna get myself right there.
Rain
And
hell upon these.
on this filthy heathen.
the light.
Which one?
This one.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yellow red.
I am going to slap.
That will hit.
Ooh!
Roll damage.
Roll damage.
Click
Roll
the
damage,
witch
baby.
bolt text. Yeah!
Okay.
Actually, I am going to. Now, is it an
Ooh,
advantage to
sorcerer?
empower? I mean, is it an not advantage action to use empower spell, or
I
did I
think you
just
can
do it?
when you cast a spell.
Yeah, when you cast a spell. So I'm going to
You're
use.
gonna call it.
I'm
Yep.
going to empower. Yeah, I should have called it before.
You can empower. I'll let you do it.
Okay. So it's just re-rolling the damage.
Yep.
That's better.
Oh, and actually, so what it does is when you roll
do?
damage for a spell, you can spend 1 sorcery point to re-roll a number of damage dice up to your charisma modifier.
There's only 1 damage on one
Cool.
dice on that.
Hey.
So.
You still got higher, so.
And it is, and I'm gonna hold it. So next
Okay.
turn,
Sounds good.
take away one of those. And just for flavor for the character, to before he casts a spell, Riss probably seen him do it, but he just cuts a little gash into his arm. Actually, no, you got dead guy right there. He's kind of siphoning off a little bit of blood on the ground from him to empower his spell.
Very cool. Symbol. It is
Risk
your
goes.
turn.
Gross.
So, I don't like this person with that deadly pistol that they have, so I'm gonna try to punch them.
Okay.
In the face.
So far, your punches have been a lot more effective than that quarterstaff, so it was probably a good thing to put the
Yeah.
quarterstaff on.
Well, it's a 13.
That will unfortunately miss. They do have a 14 AC. Or he does
So-
have a 14 AC.
I will spend another key point and go ahead and flurry of blows.
Okay. That'll hit.
Five damage
Okay. And that will also hit.
and 9.
Very good.
Nice.
Pretty sure that's what was meant to happen.
Yes.
Yes.
You take a swing, he kind of ducks it, and then you're like, haha, you fell into my trap. Smack, smack. Anything else that you're doing, Kevin?
That will be it.
Until I need to escape. Riss, what are you doing?
Shit. Okay. How close is the one that Dan's on?
Within range, you can easily move up to them if you want. Or
Can
Or-
I don't want to be retroactive with it.
well, one thing that I was going to say was there is a mechanical, magical pistol sitting on. Well, not necessarily magical, but there's a pistol
Okay.
sitting on the
I
ground.
was
There's a dead
curious
body.
about finally maybe. Let me just read real quick. Hold on. We're talking about etheric interface?
So in this
Or-
particular case, you wouldn't necessarily have to do an etheric interface. The Zenobian weapon is designed to be used by basically non-magic users. This is a lighter pistol. It's basically just acts as a normal,
I want it.
Out
Out of character, I would have already been like, nobody touch these, they're mine!
Yeah. So you could have stooped down low and picked it up. Your character is familiar enough with firearms that you know how to use one. So you could use this weapon. It still has charges. I haven't yet decided whether it's magical in nature or it's ballistic in nature. But for now, just assume it's ballistic.
So, sorry, I kept looking at etheric interface.
Yep.
Man, that is really niche. God damn it.
That is potentially the problem with the Arcane
Yes.
Hacker archetype for the Rogue, and I'm actually really glad that you're playing.
I
it
want to
because we
nerd.
can-
Yeah, I do want to talk about that. There's ways to make it offensive and keep it not,
Yeah.
and be able to choose maybe.
Yeah.
But all right.
different time and place for that.
Yes, agreed. What I'd like to do instead is, and like I said, I don't want to be retroactive, but if the guy's within 20 feet and I don't have to get in his face, could I push the spiritual weapon out?
Yeah. If you want to push the spiritual weapon out, you can do that. I will. As soon as it exits your body, I will say it is no longer riding on you, so it has its own speed and and everything.
That's the way it is.
So,
All right.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
would still just being
Or-
proactive would still give me a move and an action.
Or, if you want to
Yeah.
be stylistic about it, it still moves the 20 feet, but if you want to be stylistic about it, it then manifests from your target's body and punches him.
Wait, manifest from my target
Yeah.
comes out of him. Oh
yeah,
my god.
the way it's coming out of you. If you're familiar with One Piece at all, there's a character, Nico Robin, who can produce arms. It could.
You know what I would have it
something
do?
like
I
that.
already got it. This Zenobian has that pistol.
Yep.
I would have it morph out of the pistol.
Okay.
Yep. So essentially, gears, sprockets, pistons, and coalescing into a fist.
Okay. And it punches him.
Yeah. Oh! Yeah.
All right.
Yep. All right. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Here we go. Here's the roll. Give me a moment. Actually, I'm going to do it from the spell. Let's see if that works. Oh. Oh, the damage rolled.
No, that's
Wait,
the
what?
attack, right?
That's it. Do I not have bless anymore?
You have bless. It's that plus. It's that one.
That's the one?
yeah.
Oh, I just rolled shitty.
Yeah. It's a bad.
I was done with. Yeah.
It's like,
Missed them.
what's going on with this? Okay.
And my character curses and closes the gap and goes with the most powerful stick.
So, real quick, before you close that gap, one of the things that you could have done was the one who was X'd out here had a pistol himself. You could have picked that pistol up and shot it if you wanted.
That would have been a bonus action, though,
Nope,
right?
You
Picking
can,
up
you
and
can
using
interact with an
another
item as a free interaction. So you
Really?
could have lifted that up and shot as your action.
For real?
Yep.
Damn. Shit. No, I'm just thinking of this for every other game I've been in. Fuck. Can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Roll back? All right, I'll do that.
You don't
All
even
right,
have to
what
roll
is
back.
this
You
thing?
sent the arm over. It punched, and now for your action, you're just picking up the pistol and shooting. So
Taking a shot.
make
All right.
a dexterity. So basically make a. What do you have? I'm just looking at. So you'd roll
Well,
dexterity plus your proficiency bonus, which should be a +4 to
Plus
whatever
4.
you roll.
D20. Oh,
D20
my
plus
bad.
4.
My bad. I did not mean to. Well.
Okay. Well, you also have to roll. You also have to
I
roll the
rolled
plus
it.
1d4. So ignore that because you need to also roll the plus 1d4.
There you go.
Okay. The shot goes wide. The shot goes
Yep.
wide. But you still have ammo in this, so you can still use this going forward. If you would like to also close the gap, you can, or you can stay at a distance.
My character is actually going to hold that pistol and go down here.
Okay.
And essentially she's going, not finishing the word. Yep.
All right. Anything else that you are doing, Dan?
Nope, just cursing under her breath.
Okay. The Zenobian spy is currently engaged in mortal combat with a giant rock. He will attack once and miss. He will attack a second time and miss. And this is not boding well for him. Yeah, okay. He is done. Mophyz. This guy slashed at you. He looks ugly. He looks mean.
Press, motherfucker.
The red?
Yeah, the red yellow.
Alright, it looks like I'm down to 1 spell slot on level 1 and 2. I still have 2 left on level 2, so okay, I want to save something.
Yeah. Cantrips?
Or I'm just gonna take a swing with my
Yeah.
mace, because I got some decent strength on that.
I can hear that, Dan.
Yeah.
All right. Do it to it.
That's
I'm
a bonk.
putting this one up
That
for
is
you,
a
Sean.
bonk.
Yeah, I actually, as a sorcerer, didn't even take that as a spell.
Yeah, it's a warlock thing, dude.
Right.
100% a warlock thing.
Yeah, no, I'm
Alright.
thinking of the wrong class. That's all. It's tired.
Anything else you're doing, Mophyz?
I think we're good on healing, right?
So far, I
Yeah.
think you guys are looking pretty good. Yep.
As long as that guy is distracted by symbol.
He's and the guy that you just attacked is looking pretty worse for wear. Just so you know,
Right.
we're not specifically using a bloodied rule, but he's bloodied, so he has taken at least more than half of his points in damage. So
I
he's
think
gonna.
I'm just gonna.
Oh, sorry. I think I jumped ahead.
Yep.
So you're done.
Yep, done.
Okay. So he's gonna swing at you. It looks like he will hit unless you have anything that you can do to prevent him from doing so. Otherwise, he will.
Sean, you can look in general chat, and that's what we were laughing at. We all
Another
wish
7
we had.
damage to Mophyz.
7 damage.
Another 7 damage. Yep.
I don't know if you've seen that video before.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but I love
A
that
horrible guide to D&D.
Yeah.
Warlock, or yeah,
That's one of the few ones that I have seen. I'll just blast.
for everything.
Yeah.
Poopy ass. Yeah, the last one. Eldritch Smash.
Alright, I'm hurting.
Eldritch Blast. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, Mophyz is looking pretty hurt at this point in time. Gideon, you're up.
Well, I've got him still under the witch bolt. I'm gonna do us all a favor, and I'm just going to do the damage off of it and continue the
to it.
concentration on it. Yeah.
And he drops like a sack of potatoes.
He's fried.
He is out.
And I'm gonna get
Yeah.
myself over there.
Okay. All right. We are at top of the order with Symbol.
Oh,
The deck is now stacked against this guy.
yes. See how these punches do.
That will hit.
So close.
So close.
Blap.
Okay.
Max damage. 4, 9. Is this guy still up?
He is still up.
Oof. Go ahead and bonus action punch again.
That'll hit.
Yeah. I was literally one up from the last, right? Yep. Yes.
Okay. He is looking worse for wear at this point in time, but he is still up.
It would be advisable if you stop this.
He responds in some language that you are unfamiliar with. But it does look like he is maybe looking for an out at this point in time.
Okay.
He seems to be reevaluating the situation that he finds himself in.
Reevaluating his life choices.
Yes. Riss, what are you doing?
Do I see that exchange?
You see and hear Symbol say that, and he responds language you don't understand. Yes. So what I am describing, unfortunately, is the exact same thing I already described. So I could have just said, yes, you see that exchange. Sorry, it's gone to that
It's
hour.
late. I know. Okay, I'm in the same boat, dude. I'm tired as fuck. Like, I want to RP, but the gun in my hand seems like it'll make things easier.
When you've got a hammer, every problem looks like a nail.
Everything
I
looks
want
like
to
a
RP,
nail.
but there's a gun in my hand.
Yeah, no, I will. All right, I'm gonna close the gap as close as I can. Can I get on top of
Yep,
that?
You can get
Or
on top of it.
All right,
Right there.
so essentially, oh my god, this is. I know he probably will not understand. I'm just
Zap.
kind of out of character metagaming, but also kind of assume, yeah, he's probably not going to understand. But
I mean, I think
yeah,
a pistol pressed against your head
Yes.
is a universal language.
yeah, pistol pressed against. If it is intimidation or
Yeah, you know
I
what?
don't know.
Give me that. Give me an intimidation roll.
Fuck my life. Ugh.
So what I will describe as what you see here, what Symbol and Riss see as part of this interaction. Riss steps up and very pointedly puts the weapon like right up against the guy, and there's a visible reaction at first, like, shit, I may have pressed my luck on this one. He takes his eye off of Symbol for a moment, believing Riss to be the greater threat. What are
Bonus?
you doing? So obviously you didn't take your action. Were you setting up for?
I will
like, a
use the
triggered
bonus action. I
Okay.
will use the bonus
So
action.
the other thing that you can do is you can also trigger. You can also
shoot.
Words escaping me. Action, bonus
Shoot.
action, reaction, not held action, but a readied action. You can ready an action, so if he does something, you can shoot.
It would probably be the shoot.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right.
But
yeah,
you can also
well,
still do your bonus action, if you want. I sort of have jumped ahead and
No, you're good.
beginning to move us
I'll-
out of like combat time, which I shouldn't
Gotcha.
be doing.
Here, let me. I'm doing this quick. I will take the shot.
Okay.
That is a nat fucking 20.
Whap.
Holy.
So I will say, you're not gonna like this one, Dan. You're in melee range.
I know what this is about.
With it.
You're in a melee range with
This.
a ranged weapon, so you have to make that a disadvantage.
Yep.
Okay.
Come on, other than that 20.
Oh, that still hits though. Roll me the damage. It's 2d8 plus your dex.
Holy fuck. All right. 2d8.
2d8 plus your dex. 2d8 plus 2, I believe.
That's a whole lot of dicks.
Okay. Did I wait? Say that again.
It's a whole lot of bullets shaped like dicks. What?
Okay.
Sorry, it's late. Late.
He takes the full brunt of that shot and sort of doubles over. He still thinks he can wrestle the weapon from you, so he's still going to take an attack from it. Sorry, say again.
Bonus action.
I'll give it to you. I'll let you do the bonus action essentially as a reaction. Because remember, your readied action here is in reaction to his action, so it's technically off your turn. But I'm going to still give you the bonus action because I really like the fact that this mechanical arm manifests itself from all of these sorts of things, and it's just really funny to watch somebody get punched by a.
Okay.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Yeah, it will be a literal Captain Picard face palm.
Okay, roll it. That'll hit again. Stop hitting yourself.
Oh, I could have actually rolled that. Normal. Hey, I'm just gonna
roll it so you can get to the damage easily.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll it from the spellbook real quick. Ignore this. And it's that.
And your damage.
I hit it. Oh, there it is. Submit.
Okay, another 10.
Oh my god.
He's looking pretty beat up at this point in time. Now he will finally try to take his attack on you. In fact, with the fact that he is now gotten severely beat up, he is going to take one step back, which will actually risk. Well,
that's yep.
It would risk a reaction.
Is it his turn? It's his turn now, right?
I mean, I think I'm gonna punch him.
I done told you.
Too far
I done
away.
told you.
But he's still within melee range. He's still within 5 feet of you, so he can't shoot the gun.
I can't.
Oh, he can't shoot the gun without disadvantage. Ah. Okay, well.
No, he's still. Well, if he moves out there, that would be opportunity attack for me.
It'll be an opportunity attack from you, but he's within 5 feet of you, so he's still gonna get disadvantage on any attack he makes with a ranged weapon. And he really wants to use that gun that does poison damage on risk.
Fuck it,
so he's gonna take the opportunity attack from you, Symbol. Go for it.
Okay.
First.
Oh, eat all the
so
dick!
Close.
That was. This is probably a very bad idea on his part.
How is that not a nat 20? What was missing?
He was one off.
The 20.
One off.
I rolled a 19. Maybe I should get some champion fighter levels.
Seriously.
Wait. Do I get a attack opportunity?
Actually, I think you were pretty adjacent to him, weren't you? Yeah. Go for
it.
Two people.
You were close.
Punishing this guy.
God.
Come on.
I can't find the right kind of meme for this.
Oh! Nat 20.
There you go.
Holy God!
This was the worst decision this character ever made.
And max damage.
Yep.
Oh my God, dude! Yeah, max damage too.
Oh man. So with that, you drop him. He drops like a sack of potatoes. Okay, we're gonna call it there. We will pick up from this point at the start of the next session. The one thing that I will say is, once you've dropped this final Zenobian spy, the commotion that was happening over here has drawn attention, and you are noticing some of the individuals that were in more of that military adventurer gear that were on the stage. They are making their way towards you. So
Ruh-roh.
that is where we will leave off tonight. Thank you guys so much for spending the extra time to play tonight. I know we ran really late, but I'm glad that we got through that narrative. I'm glad we got through that combat. I really enjoyed that combat quite a bit. So
Ditto.
Yeah, it was a blast.
It was awesome.